Hey guys, welcome to the third episode of our podcast. Today we have like a different topic, the topic today is winter, because I think winter for everyone means something different, and I don't mean that in like a poetic meaning or in a lyrical meaning, but like more of a like just bare real meaning because I think for many people winter like means winter arc for some people. They call it like that, or for some people, winter means depression. And yeah, today we just wanna like, or I wanna talk about it. Of course, in discourse with Alex today. I am Nev, and we are the podcast that does not have a name yet. Yeah, but soon.
But I feel like it's quite funny you mentioned the first thing you thought of winter was winter art.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people, I've seen people, just overdoing it. I've seen like two poles. I've seen people overdoing it, and I've seen people just not taking it serious at all.
Yeah.
And there's, of course, a perfect balance, but winter arc is just becomes like some memey term. In the beginning, I've heard this term, and I thought like, yeah, this has to be like some real shit, back then the whole self-improvement shit with Andrew Tate and sell your courses and stuff. And now winter arc, maybe it's becoming more like trendy to be successful in life again and to be but it's not even the case. I feel like right now being trendy, and as we're recording this, it's January 27th in 2025.
In full form. Yeah, but winter arc, it first started out as like this little like self-improvement part, like that you
back then it was serious.
Yeah,
right?
It was serious. And like I also saw the videos like 1 or 2 years ago, I was kind of like not impressed, but I found it like very cool, like to do something like a winter arc,
Yeah.
But like
totally.
now, winter arc has become like kind of a meme, right? Like
yeah, you know what I've noticed is you're mentioning the point that it was at the beginning it was meant to be as a real thing to actually log in and do something, but I've seen it more and more, and maybe it's just my For You, or maybe it's just the things I watch personally, but I feel like it's becoming more of a trend to mock things that become serious and mock stuff that mock the whole self-improvement niche and the whole people that stand behind it. You mentioned that it was serious at the beginning. It was like real, you had to log in to do something. Now it's my winter arc, but then there was popping different videos with people like doing some silly stuff at the gym, like I don't know, the dumbest exercises. And from this point on, and I don't say by any means that I have the perfect average For You page, but I feel like from this point on, and generally a lot of topics are getting mocked,
I also realized that like self-improvement has completely like different meaning now. It's shifted because now it's like, oh my god, you're so Sigma or something like that. You know what I mean? Like if you tell somebody, yeah, I do self-improvement now, I go less on my screen and stuff like that, or I don't know, I work out more or something like that, like everybody's like, oh my god, you're so Sigma. And I think that's like, it's become like the wrong association with self-improvement and the thing that it used to be.
Right, like being ahead of people and being just not even ahead of people. I'm saying being conscious about what you're doing and what you're putting in has become kind of a thing that people are getting bullied for. Even, I mean, there's lots of cases, but we're not saying we have the average For You page. We're not saying we have the most average objective life ideologies, views and stuff. But from what we're seeing, it's kind of becoming more trendy to be dumb as fuck now and to be
doom scrolling, to be consuming brain rot. You mean that?
Yeah, and to meme. there's a couple of videos and dozens of videos of people laughing about their, something like, I feel like we've talked about this in the last episode, but you have to lock in now.
Lock in on scrolling.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, we talked about that in the last episode.
But what we're talking about right now, it's getting more trendy. Yeah, we've actually talked about it, but it's such a interesting topic because it's actually, it's a thing I subconsciously realized. It's getting more trendy to, and that's of course our worldviews, whatever, our niche, but it's getting more trendy to be worse at things, or to be just procrastinating. But pussy is maybe a bit harsh. But let's say procrastinate. If 2 years ago the trend was drop shipping and people, all over the place drop shipping and like young kids, I don't know, making 10K a month, it has become a meme now if you do this. Yeah. You've seen this? Yeah. And I mean, it's harsh to say or harsh to compare it to small, teenagers, not even teenagers, like kids. I see like 12-year-olds yapping about stuff like, I have always the same script. Right now my friends are partying and I'm sitting, something like this. I'm sitting at home at 3 a.m.
and I'm coding on my, startup, or not coding on my startup, but like I'm building my startup,
And all my friends are getting drunk and whatever, and everybody's laughing now, and you're gonna see me in Dubai, bro. This is such a dumb narrative that's been told really all around, and it's been it has been a misconception by many people as of right now. It's got more into a state of belief, as I said, to mock, not to actually comprehend and use this on yourself, or or inspire yourself. It's more like something to laugh about. And I mean, it's funny, 12-year-old kids talking about going to Dubai and not even, and I can't even open a bank account. That's kind of the funny thing, but everything is not just the self-improvement niche. There's plenty of people still working upon this niche and actually having an audience, but a lot of things are getting mocked, as not the mocked
but like just memified, I guess, or something like that. Yeah, but let's get back to Winter Arc, I guess, because I mean, while Winter Arc has become kind of the meme, and then I also like talk with my friends about like, oh my god, it's winter, let's get a buzz cut for Winter Arc or something like that, like as a ironic sentence, you know what I mean? And I myself, I think I've put hashtag Winter Arc ironically on a story that I posted like in in fall, like in October, and so it's getting this kind of meme, but like at the same time, I think winter is also the perfect time to like go ahead and do stuff, because like it's also I wouldn't call it the ultimate test because it sounds a bit guru, but like I would call winter a test to like.
I think you mean winter depression. It is a
winter
thing
depression.
Though. It is a thing though. For
like
many
these
people.
are like the two poles, right? You have winter arc and then you have winter depression. I'm simplifying kind of, but
but I what I actually think. I feel like there's not like a pole or talking about it or referring to as pole. I feel like there's one term that is winter arc, and winter depression is just something that comes with it. You know what I mean? It's just the byproduct. It's just always, and it depends where you're located in the world, but we're talking about the average human. And the average human is, right now in winter, it's either snowing or raining or just bad weather, and it just causes you to
be the sun is not out.
More depressed, less vitamin D. We're not doctors, bro, but we know that less vitamin D. But bro, actually, if you think about it, only because the sun is not out, you get your vitamin D. But it's not about the vitamin D. It's just about that the sun isn't out for as much.
But I mean, most be sitting on their couch at home anyways, and I mean, like, Yeah, just get out, I guess. No, but like,
Get out!
Get out! Yeah, no, seriously, man. But yeah, I mean, like, no doubt, I think in winter people can get more depressed, but like the average person, I think they can change that by just, I guess, going out more. Like,
yeah, you can change everything. Yeah, right.
And we don't mean to be like a motivational podcast or something like that. Or
actually, yes, we do.
Yeah, but like not in the way that we like tell you what you need to do and like.
It's
order you, but more like to yap about it, and then you can think about it yourself.
I totally get that, but our job or not our job, our goal at the end of the day is not to get you to do something, because this process has shown to not work over and over again. And I'm not gonna go into the exception of the rule, because there's always an exception of the rule. But this process has just always been failing, and what we're trying to do is essentially entertain and inspire y'all, because young people are, as us, like 17-year-old teenagers, don't oftentimes open podcasts and talk about deep shit, and I get that, because they're not being taken seriously, and especially in our age, as I said. But it's just not something that that I can't even think of one teenager that is having a podcast that has nothing to talk about. Like, we're pretty much having no experience right now with things like, I don't know, life, whatever,
right.
businesses, or any like side hustles. Although we did couple, we can actually talk about them.
Let's talk about them in another episode. Like,
that would be also a cool episode.
Like, should I write that down? Like,
of course, write that down, bro. But we're just saying that it's rare to see people without experience talking about something. Let's not be too theoretical here, because nobody cares. And we're gonna be real. My winter life right now is going pretty, like a roller coaster, pretty much.
You mean always, like up and down or what?
Yeah. Always up and downs, and sometimes you feel better, sometimes you feel worse. That's quite normal. But in winter, there's kind of this, the downs feel more,
feel deeper.
And it's because I feel like it's actually because of the weather, and the weather can change your mood really. If you wake up and it's 6 and you have to go to school or work and it's dark outside, you're not gonna have the best mood, right? But if it's the sun is setting, no, bro, what?
The sun is rising.
The sun is rising, bro, of course, and you're waking up, you're brushing your teeth, you're gonna have a way better mood. I think that's
logical, right?
Yeah, that's logical. But for some people, whatever, of course it's proven with studies, but it's just a whole different feeling. Okay, so for my winter life, as I said, the up and downs are there. Downs are crazy than in summer, and sometimes I actually do wish that summer should come faster, and then it passes by so fast, and you kind of feel like winter is
here all the time, or what?
No, like passes longer, or it's just a time that
it just goes slower. You mean like the time in winter passes slower?
Yeah, because I don't really enjoy winter, except from going to the mountains and on holidays, for instance. But it's not like you're going outside and there's always snow and you can always play in the snow or enjoy life in the snow. It's just raining or cold weather. I get that. For my winter life, it's kind of been monotone, I'd say.
No, for me it's kind of been a little bit different. Of course, I also have some downs. But for my part, I don't know if I already told that on the podcast, but I do rowing kind of professionally, and so we go out on the water like on weekends as well on 7 a.m. We go out even like if it's minus 2 degrees Celsius or minus 4 degrees, I think was the coldest temperature
in the morning.
Yeah, in the morning.
That was crazy.
7 a.m.
Makes sense.
And I mean, I didn't really say this to brag, because every morning I wake up and it's like really cold. I also have to like not force me, but like to kind of push myself to do it, because stepping out in the cold is not really fun. It's not fun at all.
Bro, getting out of bed at 6
Yeah.
a.m.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not even exaggerating, but it's the worst feeling. Bro.
Yeah.
You kind of, bro, you're kind of not even there,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
You know, the first 10 minutes of you waking up, I'm not even here, bro. After I brush my teeth, I'm not even present, bro, in the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just normal, I guess, for waking up. Yeah, bro, it's just life, right?
Yeah.
But you know what I've noticed, I've stopped to take cold showers, and I took cold showers 1 year ago actually, and this was the thing that pushed me through it. I'm talking, bro. You're in this non-present state, as I call it right now, and if you just touch the water, you're already, you know, it like pushes you to, you know, bro, you're activating like 102% of your energy in the present moment, and it's just a different feeling. Talking about cold showers, but I feel like this could help you if you're not taking cold showers already. But
no, I don't take cold showers actually, and I don't but as I said, like I wake up in the morning and then I have to kind of push myself, or I had to kind of push myself, because like, you know, if you do it every weekend, you wake up every weekend at 6 a.m. That's like completely doable in my opinion. Like if it gets routine, then I think it's completely feasible for everyone to do, like even for the most average person.
If it's routine, right?
Yeah, if it's routine, like everything is possible. And we talked about in the last episode about like having chores, like being seeing them more as rewards, right? And for myself, I see the weekend also as being like a reward, and like waking up and then being able to train, to work out is also for me kind of a reward, and like a very good reward. And the endorphins, you know what endorphins are?
No.
These are like the hormones that are like, it's kind of like dopamine. I think dopamine belongs to the endorphins, but like the good
more
feeling
specific?
hormone, the more, it's like an undergroup of hormones. Like I'm not really sure, so correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but like endorphins is the feeling you get when you're like after, for example, you finished a race or something like that, you feel like very good, right? Or after you finish
if you're completing something, right?
Yeah, if you're completing something, if you're achieving or completing something, then
I feel like it would be
hormones.
simpler. More specific. I get it, but let's just refer to it as dopamine, because the most simple one. I get it totally, bro.
And I mean, like when you're on the water at 7 a.m., it's like, especially in winter, it's like completely dark. You only have your one light blinking on your boat. I think maybe you can put on the clip or something like that. It like really hits hard, and you're like on your own.
I imagine, bro.
And then it's complete meditation, and it's so cool.
I get that totally. And you mentioned you kind of have also your good moments, and you're talking about rowing, and of course I have also my success moments. I also started an other channel besides my main channel.
You grew like crazy,
but it's just also a side project. But I have to say, bro, I don't. You know what is the most happiest moment? What I feel during winter. It's not completing a school day, or it's not finally being able to sleep in the weekend. It's the thing. It's the thought of going to the gym.
Yeah.
Because in a gym I can be present. I can think, I can listen to my favorite music, and I can, make some weights, make some training with weights, and that's kind of my safe zone. And I feel like that's a safe zone for a lot of people that go to the gym. Not for everyone, because I don't feel like. It would be also interesting to know which part of the population goes to the gym actually.
I think the part that is like, that wants to change something about themselves.
Yeah, right, but percentage-wise, that's of course.
I don't know. Like probably out of all of the people I know, like meaning class, okay, rowing doesn't really count because we're all working out in the gym, but like class and like other social circles, I think maybe 10% go to the gym. 5 to 10%.
I actually would think.
Do you think that's too much?
No, I do not. But I actually do think that's a really good number.
But I think it's a bit deceiving because if you go to the gym, you're like surrounded with people that go to the gym, so it's kind of messing up your numbers in your head, right?
I know what you think. I know what you mean, of course. But if you made the example with school colleagues and general friends, and I feel like 10% should be a good number, because we think it's more because we're going to the gym and it's kind of usual for us to go to the gym, but that it's actually 10% is crazy.
Yeah, I think it's even lower because like
that makes kind of that breaks my head. I don't know why.
Really. I think in Western worlds it's probably like 10%, and also maybe in Japan and Korea and China.
Let's not get into
into politics and geography, but I think it's probably like about 5%. I would say.
No, would be crazy. That would be. If y'all know the answer, I don't know, Google it. But we're just gonna stick to like 5 to 10%. But still, that's crazy. If I'm talking about my safe space, it's actually gonna say comfortably the gym, and it's the thing that made me like feel the most because. Regardless of regardless of how much success I got with this channel, I don't try to release my dopamine or to be too excited on this particular channel. Or let me rephrase this. I don't try to be happy about getting some subscribers or getting some attention, I don't try to, because it's you're making yourself weaker by doing this, because if you're not, if there's going to be one day that you're not going to get subscribers,
what do you do then? Like
you're just fucked. You're just sadder, and you're waiting for something and it's not coming, and it's just a cycle of everything. There's always got to be ups and downs, but you choose them, and that's the really what's frightening me. And that's a dangerous thing with social media, with attaching yourself too hard to social media, to all the likes. It's a broad topic, but that's what I'm feeling, and I'm feeling that when you're in the moment, like present, when you're rowing and you're in the morning and you got
you're
yourself
in the gym,
but
pushing the pounds.
But I feel like rowing in the morning, it's just a different feeling than the gym. Gym is also cool, but it can be sometimes annoying because of the people in the gym. Oftentimes it's not the case, but it's still,
there is some exception, like
of course, but both things, you're in the moment and you're present, and that's what gives us kind of the dopamine, and I feel like this is better than any entertainment, and still
really. So
actually, you've seen in the episode right now a lot of cuts, and it's just mainly being us like unexperienced in this field of podcasts are cool for itself, but we're not having a lot of experience with talking to the camera and being 100% transparent. That's also another thing, and from the whole conversation flow, it's just something that you get over time, and we're realizing that sometimes it's just so much so that you can't always have a flow, and you can't always be on the way up. It's just sometimes also so much so you gotta take a break and think about stuff, and redo stuff, because it's also necessary. And that's the thing we're realizing with this podcast. It's not
like you're not good at everything, right? You need to learn.
That's the moral, right?
Yeah, and you need to get into flow. Yeah, I mean, like the way we came over this topic was like us not knowing what to talk about next, and then Alex just said like, yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, that's pretty funny, like, and I think sometimes, especially like in situations like these, I think we're used to talk to the camera, but like not to, like in this case, we're not really talking to the camera, right? We're more like talking like
to each other, but it's still a different feeling, right?
It's still, like as if we were watched. But I think like right now, probably still better than some of the like beginning podcasts. But yeah, we still need to get into the flow, right?
Yeah, let's just I catch myself always look to the camera, and I don't feel like that's a good habit, because if I always look at you or somewhere else, it's getting more personal. And then, but you know what I mean. It's getting more. It's becoming more of a conversation, not a, you know, this type of conversation. That all of the lights are on you and the cameras are on you. That's the thing I appreciate about podcasts, and that's the thing I appreciate about honest podcasts. I mean, there's always people that play you know, act in some type of way in the podcast, and there's people that just, you know, having a good talk, having genuinely a good time with the person. That's the thing that is cool and that I actually appreciate, and that we're trying to do. But it's just, you know, cycle of or the beginning. Sometimes I'm speechless. Sometimes I don't know what to say necessarily, because so much to talk about and so little at the same time. If you're sitting here, but if you have something to say, bro, we're just clueless at this point, you know. Because it's. But
I think like you can also like overdo it, and I think that's always like a good point to like end an episode or to stop studying, like when you're studying and then like you realize nothing goes into your brain anymore. Like that's just a point to make a pause, and I think that's what we're gonna do now. I think that was it for the episode, right?
Yeah, and guys, you should keep some of the fail or some of the, you know, funny and transparent stuff that we're being just, you know, we're being transparent and as transparent as we can be, because we're not professionals by any means. 2 17-year-olds.
We're just like 2 17-year-olds.
Yeah, it's what it is, right? And we're trying to, but always what we're gonna say clearly is we're gonna get better, and that's for sure. If we just record and just, you know, hold on to it, that's the thing that you can also implement in your life. And remember, with this, we're not trying to improve from one day to the other 100%. What we're trying to do is
like a curve, like, you know.
What we're trying to do. We're trying to improve one bit at a time, and that's, if you let it sink in, you know. Always when you hear stuff, it's oftentimes just on autopilot or subconscious. You don't really think about it, but if you go into depth, if you just actually implement this 1% into the daily life and try to be better, it's such a powerful thing. And if you read the book Atomic Habits, great book by the way, and I feel like if you read the book Atomic Habits, it's such a great book. A cool reminder, if you haven't read the book, read this book immediately, guys.
I genuinely think it's the best self-improvement book, or I would say it's like,
you know, that's a harsh statement.
But I really think that it's one of the first I think the first self-improvement book that I read. And I didn't read many self-improvement books, that is to say.
I'm on the same page. It's also my first self-improvement book.
And I think it kickstarts so many things, and like the things that are said in there, I mean, of course, you need to do them, but I think they're still very powerful almost, I would say.
Yeah, and always people trying to tell you something new that you haven't heard before. It's just silly, because you can read it always in the books, and oftentimes what people trying to tell you is already in the books, and they're taking just from the books. And the books are so powerful, because books are not the thing that makes you successful, right? The thing that makes you successful is actually execution.
Execution.
That's a good word, but you know, it's just I've gotta say, bro, I feel oftentimes more productive reading than actually doing the thing.
And that's kind of deceiving, right? That's also like watching certain YouTube videos.
Yeah, and then feeling more productive than actually doing the thing, because the thing feels not so exciting. Because oftentimes, if you realize, I don't know how it's with you, but let's say you're going on a snowboard, bro, you're skiing. Let's say you're going on a ski trip in the mountains. Oftentimes, I have more excitement about going to, the thought of excitement is more powerful than actually being there. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you're right. Yeah.
And what I try to do is not to think of it as as much. That's the thing that I'm trying to do, and that helps. And then you can be kind of more in the present moment.
Yeah.
But it still passes so fast if it's going too well. So this is gonna be it. I hope you liked it. We got a bit more into the flow because it always depends. It can be, you know, it's sometimes like this, sometimes like this. But you're gonna see for sure more of us in the next time.
We have some videos planned, like some cool little.
Yeah, we also, you know, what we're trying to do is open as much channels and as much projects on the sides to gather experience first and foremost.
Because that's the most important thing when you're young.
Really,
gather the fucking experience.
Yeah. We need to get fucking experience.
And that was it for this episode. See you next time.